Hey everybody, back again with my UK reading. Trying to hammer a few out today. Got the house to my daughter's studying for an exam this afternoon, but aside from that I've literally got the house to myself. Yay! So trying to get a few readings done while the going is good. 3 people working from home in a house that wasn't designed to be worked from home is all good fun and games. So third coffee of the day, my big bucket of coffee, beautiful mug given to me by my mother. Love her dearly. And to this reading I want to tackle some of the bit more in depth on the UK, because as my regular viewers will know, I usually tend to read fairly big picture rather than nitty gritty. Often leave the nitty gritty to other readers, the day to day, but today I'm just going to tackle a few probably middle ground questions. Again, still not nitty gritty, but middle ground. So first question now, from afar in Australia, us colonials, we're not in the midst of what's going on in the UK, obviously, but we do have an interest and we are watching from afar. So ever since Brexit came through, I touched on this the other day, all of a sudden people of the UK are realising what Brexit actually means. So massive shortage of lorry drivers, shortage of builders, shortage of just general labourers, because you're no longer allowing the workers of Europe free access to your market, but there aren't the Brits to take up the positions, the jobs. So there is an unemployment level as there is in every country, but it doesn't mean that they have the skills or literally the skills, because every job, even though there is a term of unskilled labour, every job has a skill. As you guys are finding out, being a labourer, a brickies labourer may be considered an unskilled job, but it is actually quite highly skilled if you don't know what you're doing as a brickies labourer. And they're finding out in the John Deere factory in the US after the factory floor workers decided to go on strike for better conditions, and management said, oh yeah, we'll take over, and all of a sudden management are finding out that actually these jobs are quite skilled. So I just want to ask a couple of questions on Brexit. My first question is going to be, and I'll try and keep this one a little bit shorter than the US. I'll try not to waffle as much. You know how I like to waffle. My first question will be, will the UK rejoin the European Union? Not putting a time frame on it. Will the UK rejoin after they've realised what exiting actually means? Divorces are never clean. Will the UK rejoin the European Union? Will the UK rejoin the European Union? Okay. You guys see these cards as I do, so I'm not picking anything out special. Right. Strengths, the world, temperance. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what we've got here is we've got 3 major arcana cards, which are, sorry, I've got that down a little bit far, lift that up a little, that are telling me that this is an important reading. Standing alone in victory. Strength, I mean, goodness, that doesn't half look like Britannia, does it? On the world stage. In balance. Temperance is balance. Respite. Moderation, respite, and restoration. moderation. So, no, I don't. I see it becoming part of the EU in some monetary form, but no, it won't. So, Britain is in the process, this is inner strength, compassionate power, but to me it looks like the Britannia card with your lion. So I get that as a no, but they are reinventing themselves as with their role in the world, which is part of the EU. Okay. Now, you've had awful issues due to, I mean, the whole world's had awful issues with supply chains, and yours have been exacerbated with the lack of, you call them lorry drivers, we call them truck drivers, rig drivers, whatever they're called. They are quite a skill set, especially when navigating the narrow roads and laneways with the, in amongst other traffic. You've got a severe lack of drivers. So your supply chains are somewhat affected worse than other countries like Australia, but I just want to see when, not so much when, oh yes, when will your supply chains, flinging out at me. Moving on, and choices to be made, difficult decisions to be made. So the government's going to have to make some difficult decisions. Well, they think it's difficult. Australia's bringing in special visas for harvesters. Those two, we're finding out that the combine harvester, massive machinery that harvests our wheat and our barley and our grain crops and our legume crops, is a very skilled occupation, and we have a severe lack of them. We also have a severe lack of those to harvest our orchard crops as well. So our government is bringing out special visas for those that are skilled in those particular areas. And so I'm wondering whether the UK government is also doing something similar. Let me know if they are, to enable those that with the skills that want to work in the UK, possibly with an enticement of future citizenship or dual citizenship. I don't know, but will the government create legislation that will solve your supply chain issues? Will the UK government create legislation that will solve your supply chain issues? Will the UK government bring forward legislation out in the cold, monetarily? This is a bit how you're feeling at the moment. Right, let's have a quick look. Don't think that's too far down. Okay. Yes, there will be give and take. The government will make legislation. There will be a call to arms, a collective awareness, and this will bring prosperity. It will reintroduce it will make the money go round, basically. Queen of Cups. Base of the pack, illusion and delusion on a world level. Queen of Coins, two queens. Queens are compassionate leaders, but they also talk about domestic security. Queen of Cups. She's an emotionally stable character. And then you've got the Queen of Pentacles, which is the financial security and the mentoring. So yes, your government will. Quite when? Let me know. Might already be on the cards. Right. Boris Johnson. He has his good days and his not so good days, where you sort of scratch your head at the buffoon that he is, and then he'll make a positive impression in his next sentence. So not quite sure about Boris, but he comes up for re-election in 2024. Not for another, what's that, another 3 years, 2.5 years. Will Boris be re-elected? Will Boris? I suppose it depends on whether the opposition puts up anybody worthwhile. He's very charismatic. He's a great orator, great spin salesman, like our own Prime Minister in Australia. But is there substance behind it? And if there isn't, do the population, the voters, see through that? So it's one thing to be able to spin away with slogans and throwaway lines, but it's a completely other to actually deliver. Will Boris, government flinging out at me. Yes, we are talking about government. Will Boris be elected in 2024? He's hoping so. This is him as the great orator, but he's only a page, which means he's very naive. New beginning, new beginning. Okay. And this, he's looking very, even though it's a great orator, is the Page of Wands with ideas aplenty. We've got a new beginning, Ace of Wands, and a new beginning, Ace of Cups. So this is a new emotional beginning, new relationship, new creativity. This is new plans, new passions, a new communicator. So I'm seeing, and the Tower at the base of the pack. So I'm seeing that by the time you get to 2024, no, I'm not seeing Boris get re-elected. I'm seeing the UK, people of the UK ready for a new start. There will be things in place that they will go, right, he's done his. Let us start afresh, fresh blood, fresh ideas, fresh plans, and move forward. So that's pretty cool. Looking forward to it. Okay, quickly, the UK economy. Everywhere in the world's doing it tough at the moment. Some are doing it tougher than others. But just a quick overall of how the UK, we know how it's going now, but we want to know how it's going to go. So, quick overall of the UK economy. UK economy. Tell me about the direction, the future of the UK economy. Trickle-down economics doesn't work, we know that. It's got to be trickle-up, which means increasing the pensions, increasing the minimum wages, decreasing the upper echelons. Goodness me, how much does one actually need to live on? Because those that have less spend all. And it's the spending, the money slushing around in the economy that makes the economy go round and benefit all. So tell me about the future of the UK economy. Tell me about the future. I'm not going to put any bias on it. Tell me about the future of the UK economy. UK economy. UK economy. Wheel of Fortune. Fate, karma, but also closing of a chapter and opening of a new chapter, which is quite positive. Okay, the people are going to be a little hoarding of their finances, a bit of insecurity. Ace of Coins, new financial beginning, and Knight of Coins. So he is he is a stable, dependable, slow-moving, diligent, in the context of this reading. So actually we've got 3 coins, all about the money. Just it's going to be, in the short term, little insecurity, but it will come good, slowly and steadily. So that's good news. Opening of a new chapter. So that's fantastic news. Great to hear. I'm just going to throw another one in there. Hopefully we won't go too long. Will Scotland stay part of the UK? Will the UK actually stay together? Will the UK stay together as is? Because if Scotland breaks away, I suspect Northern Ireland may be absorbed back into Southern Ireland, especially with the EU issues or Brexit issues. Wales would probably stay part of England. Has nothing to gain by breaking away from England, aside from, it has its own cultural identity, its own language, which is being reinvigorated, which is fabulous. But will the UK stay together? 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 Let's have a quick look. High Priestess, secrets to be revealed, intuitive. Bit of a battle going on. The Magician manifesting into reality, and it'll happen very quickly. Difficult decisions to be made. Emperor, which is a patriarchal, powerful and unwavering. Knight of Cups, which is bringing you an offer, an emotional offer, but he is controlled, gentle and tentative. Burden, anxiety, making a plan, and a new truthful start. So it is being considered, I would say, but I can't see it happening in the near future. There will be a plan that will affect the world, and the Page of Swords, which is bringing forth a truth, but happy communities, happy families. So I can't see the UK breaking apart. I think, it is considered, it is in discussion, but I can't see it happening in the near future. Okay, the Queen's Health. I mean, everybody's doing this to the 9th degree. She is, 94? Next year, February, is her 70th Jubilee. She's doing fabulously for 94. There's a lot of controversy about the royal family itself, especially in Australia with, do we stay under the monarchy or do we become a republic? Regardless of your opinion, I like the Queen. I think Australia should become its own entity, but I like the Queen as a person. So I just want to very quickly, I think she's been a stalwart, a strength for the UK, And she has been, considering some of the leaders we've had recently around the world, she has been a solid and dependable and admirable figurehead. Doesn't have, terribly much power, but she does, advise and get advice. The health of the Queen. Oops, flinging out at me. Yeah. The health of the Queen. The health of Queen Elizabeth. The health of Queen Elizabeth. The health of Queen Elizabeth. Tell me about the health of Queen Elizabeth. Okay. So this is the Queen. Moving on. She's still, she is an inspiring, compassionate leader. She's self-aware and very confident. She is direct. She encompasses diversity. She's very perceptive. She's respected. All queens are respected leaders. The Star of Hope. But heartache. Giving and receiving, and I think this is the passing on of the monarchy. However, two queens in the star again, telling me a major arcana and two court cards. She's okay. Star of Hope, also just looking at this card, it tells me she's okay for now. Yeah. But she is thinking about moving on. I have read on the Queen before, and in a different forum. I have seen her not passing the reins of the monarchy over until her death. And I have also seen that, yes, Charles will become king, but he will very rapidly pass the reins over to William. What I have read in the past is that, on several occasions, is that Charles is aware of who he is and his position, and he believes he can bring more to the world and the UK as not being king. So he is a huge advocator of the environment, he was very ahead of his time. He was considered a nutter 30 or 40 years ago, and now we're realising that maybe he was onto something. Very ahead of his time. He is a very sensitive gentleman. Yes, what was done to Diana was awful, but looking at it in the context of that, he had loved Camilla even from his teenage days, and really he should have married Camilla, but the fates stepped in and put him on the path that he was. But mind you, if he hadn't, then we wouldn't have had Diana with all the fabulous things that she has done, and if he hadn't married Diana, we also wouldn't have had William and Harry. So this is actually getting a bit back to my Sunday oracle reading of our history is what makes us who we are today. We wouldn't be where we are without what we have gone through, and we need to accept that, give it our blessing, and move on to the future. So, I see Charles becoming king, but he won't stay king for very long. He'll pass it on to William fairly rapidly. Okay, couple of very quick I was going to ask about the NHS with COVID. Do I ask about, will the NHS cope? Yes, it will. Just got that very clearly. Yes, it will. It'll struggle. I gather your COVID cases are rising dramatically, but with your high vaccination rates, the hospitalisations will be kept under control. Will there be deaths? Yes, I gather the deaths are highest at the moment since February of this year. So going back to earlier this year, the deaths have reached the highest since then. Will there be deaths because other life savings health requirements won't be met? Yes, there will be, but the NHS will hold. It won't collapse. So, like I did with the US, I'm just going to ask one last question. Oh, will there be... Actually, no, I'm not going to touch on that. I was going to ask about natural disasters in the UK in the next 12 months. I don't think... You're intelligent, you know what's going on with the world. You're not being bamboozled and blinkered by the false news that the US are. You understand climate change, you understand the need to move forward, and you don't need me to tell you anything. So I'm going to end it there. Thank you for listening to my UK reading. If you have got any questions, please put them in the comments section below, and I'll read on them at a later date. Okay, take care.